Good morning. Good afternoon. This is Mornings with Michael for information and educational purposes only. First thing we got here is our Bitcoin. Bitcoin is up 1,700%, almost 3% today after trending down from right around 65,000 down to 59,000. So it has definitely bounced. And we can see that right here. So that's the story there. Let us go to our word of the day. And the word of the day is numismatic. Numismatic is our word of the day, relating or consisting of coins, paper currency, and metals. May's extensive numismatic collection included several rare forms of Chinese currency. Let's move to our S&P 500. This is a heat map. NVIDIA bounced quite a bit today. They almost went up 7%. Amazon was up. Meta was up 2%. Google was up 2%. And the rest of the market is in a retraction phase. So that is the story there. Remember, if you're nervous about where your retirement portfolio is going, you can always move it over into an account like this. It only goes up, does not go down when the market goes down, participates in the market up move. Their accounts are offering now between 25 and 45% bonuses, and it beats index investing by about 5% per year. And this is index investing, as you can see, it bobs and weaves with the market. So that is the story there. And trying to get my other screen to pop up, it doesn't want. Finally is popping up. Just trying to get ready for the news. So that is the story with that one. Let's go to our screens. This is one in the oil services area that we're looking at. But let's go to our dollar index. Everything seems to be moving a little slow this afternoon. This is our dollar index. It's up slightly. Take a look at silver. Silver is diving. It has just sliced right through the 50-day moving average. So we'll take a see. It hasn't gotten close to the gaps it could fill. And let's see, where would that be? That would be around 20, 25, 25.30 is where the next gap is. Silver, gold. Gold is down slightly as well. And take a look at our copper index. Copper is sliding. Some of these were moving up yesterday, and I figured they'd be retracting a little bit today. So that is Arrow Copper. Tech is down as well, and FCX is down as well. Let's take a look at the bond yields. Bond yields tried to move up and then closed pretty much where they were yesterday on the 10-year, and on the 20-year is down slightly. Take a look at the VIX, or Volatility Fear Index. Tried to move higher and then sold off. So the S&P 500 must be bouncing a little bit, up 0.39%. I think NVIDIA, Meta, Google, all the big cap techs kind of help that. Take a look at the equal weight. Equal weight is down to its 50-day moving average. NASDAQ is actually bouncing a little bit. Take a look at the equal weight in the NASDAQ. That's a good sign. It's up 0.36%. Small caps are down slightly, and the Dow Jones really lost a lot today. Closed on their low, down 0.75%. Actually, yeah, down $2.96. I think that might be $296. So that is the story there. Take a look at our ETF of the day, which is software. It's bouncing a little bit. And then our stock of the day, put on 10 options today. And it is up 1.43%. We like these pullbacks, and we'll just see if this continues higher. Energy was moving down. Actually, it did bounce a little bit today at the end of the day. That's amazing. Financials pulling back. This was our ETF of the day yesterday. Pulling back a little bit. Consumer staples was heading up. It's pulling back a little bit today. Healthcare doing about the same. Infrastructure is pulling back. Building materials as well. Mining and metals, diving as well. Home builders diving. Real estate, I would think, would be diving if home builders are. Utilities. Technology is bouncing. So the only place to be today looks like technology and software. So my screen is a little slow to respond here. Moving on to the news. Here we go. Birkenstock Holding files for an offering up to 14 million ordinary shares by a selling shareholder. We'll see if what effect that had on the market. And that is diving. Screen moved down a little bit too far. So that's diving to the 20-day moving average. Gap stores upgraded to buy from hold. And it is tried to move up, but it is pulling back 0.73%. Penn Entertainment downgraded to market perform from outperform at Raymond James. Pool lowered its annual earnings guidance in the range from $11.04 to $11.44, and they are diving into the pool for that one. Uber has begun locking New York City drivers out of its app during periods of low demand to fight a minimum wage rule. They are up slightly, and Lyft is now threatening to do the same. And Lyft continues down. I'm pretty glad we sold right around $14.98 or something, as this is continuing to decline. And Xpeng upgraded to neutral from sell at Citicorp, and they're up slightly, up a quarter. They design and manufacture electric vehicles and like to become a penny stock. JP Morgan has attracted over 15 billion in assets from wealthy clients to its nascent tax strategy business. And that's pretty flat right there. Marqeta, which has a big sign in Oakland and top of one of the buildings, upgraded to overweight from equal weight at Wells Fargo with an unchanged price of $7. So it's got a long ways to climb. Onto energy, industrials, and materials. Boeing has offered to acquire Spirit Aerosystems. Their stock is down today in a deal funded mostly by stock that values a 737 fuselage supplier at about $35 a share. Spirit Aerosystems moved up a couple of days ago, gapped up, and now has filled the gap. And we'll just see if it can rise on this news. CH Robinson upgraded to outperform from inline at Evercore ISI, raising target to $99. So that'd be a $10 move from right here. Mosaic, May potash sales revenue 371 million versus 672 million last year, and it's actually rising on that news. And Deutsche Lufthansa, we'll see if this one comes up. It is not recognized that it will raise its ticket prices as it implements surcharge to help cover what it said were steadily rising environmental regulation costs. Zerohedge announces proposed private offering of 300 million of convertible senior notes. And Zerohedge is down almost 21%. Onto healthcare. Illumina announced successful completion of a spinoff of Grail, GRAL. Stock is up 2.53%. Take a look at Grail. Grail is trending down. So we'll just have to continue to watch that, I guess, in the IPOs. We'll add this to our IPO list. Merck. KGaA shares drop after the company said it discontinued a late-stage trial for a cancer drug. And that one does not come up. Novo Nordisk is moving today, has approved this for sale in China. Wegovy is the drug. Financial Times reports it is not yet known when the product will launch, the pricing of the drug, or the volume of the product that will be supplied to the region. And ResMed downgraded to perform from outperform at Oppenheimer, and it fell yesterday, and it's trying to bounce a little bit today. Microsoft, Mr. Softy, the European Commission has informed Microsoft of its preliminary view that Microsoft has breached EU antitrust rules by tying its communication and collaboration product Teams to its popular productivity application included in suites for business, Office 365 and Microsoft 365. Yet Microsoft raises on this information, and Double Verify downgraded to equal weight from overweight at Morgan Stanley and cut target to 21 from 40. Oracle said a ban on TikTok in the US could hurt revenue and profit. Oracle provides cloud infrastructure for TikTok. And it is sliding back into the pivot area on Oracle. C Limited was downgraded to neutral from overweight and cut target 70 to 78 from 84, noting the share price has gained 160% from its low in January 24. Yeah, look at this move. That is quite a move. And it is dropping on that news. And finally, Wolfspeed said it expects temporary impact from equipment incident at Durham, 150 millimeter device fab, targeted Q4 revenues from continuing operations and unchanged to 185 to 215 million. And it continues to decline. So that is the story there. Let's go. Some of these may be found in our up 10% and 200% increase in volume. Nano-nuclear energy continues to soar. Look at that one soar. If only you bought on the breakout over here, you'd be sitting pretty right now. ZimV manufactures reconstructive implants for dental and spine market solutions. And they are up big, up 22% today. Kind of bouncing around. You could draw the line right here. Yeah, I guess we could go over the top. It still looks like a breakout from these lower levels. We'll just see if some people take their profits tomorrow. NOVIX gapping up and closing near its high, up 35% today, produces silicon anodide lithium ion batteries with energy density and longer cycle life. So that is that. Well, let's go take a look at what we're currently doing. So Weatherford continues to rise. It's not quite a double bottom, but up to 121.26. Toast continues to rise, is up to the pivot here. We put on a trade at 23. Exercise those options, so we are in the money, so to speak. Brothers continues up. It's kind of bouncing around in here, pulls back to the 10-day moving average, moves up, and then pulls back to the 20-day, gets support. This is a big support area, from a lot of money managers, and they like to buy when it's on sale here, and moving on up. Elf Beauty pulling back a little bit, getting close to the 10-day moving average. Continue to watch that, but it has moved big time after hours, moved up over a little $5. We'll see if that holds in the morning. Lower, kind of bouncing around, kind of holding around the 20-day moving average. We haven't put on the covered calls yet, but we're going to plan to do that tomorrow. We do have short put option on MicroStrategy, but we're just kind of holding out, trying to see if this Bitcoin rally is the real thing. Speaking of the real thing, this is Bitcoin, where it kind of bounced around. This is a story that just came out today. Newest job revision shows that all the jobs that California said they were up with on 2023 were fake. They were not real. And the same thing for the Fed, that it's been a complete disaster for the US labor market. This The shocking realization, quote, that inflation sparking Bidenomics was a complete disaster for the US labor market won't be disclosed well into Trump's second term, quote unquote. So this author, I guess, thinks Biden with this will be hurt. So that is a story there. Let's get back to our look at our portfolio here. CrowdStrike. CrowdStrike bounces, pulled back to the 10-day moving average, and it is definitely bouncing. We'll see if it gets up to Wells Fargo had a $435 price target on it. So we'll see if it gets there. I'm just trying to pull up on my handset, make sure I don't miss anything. We have APO. APO is bouncing around between the 10 and 20-day moving average. It's back into the pivot area. ARM got a nice bounce as all the AI stocks came back alive today. Have a Mediterranean grill bouncing off of the 10-day moving average. NVIDIA got a nice bounce as we saw in the heat map, up nearly 7%. So if you include after hours, it is up 7% for the day. And take a look at 4 is pulling back a little bit. It's just bouncing in between the 10 and 20-day moving averages. So not doing too much. This is a great thing. When you can see volume that much lower than when it moves up, that is a bullish sign. So take a look at the other IPO. Bow had a little bit of a bounce today. So that kind of wraps up our show for today. This has been Mornings with Michael for information and educational purposes only. Go out there and continue working on your goals and your activities. And if we can help you with any of them, please let us know. Have a great day and a great week.